Okay. So here is Patrick. I'm very happy to come to the class to give you the overview of the blockchain industry and also overview of quantum and give you a full understanding of the quantum project. Yeah. I mean, even we started the project maybe 2 years ago, but even today it's still hard to get the full picture of the quantum. So the best way to know the full picture of quantum is from one of the founders, because we understand it very well. So today, the topic is about the overview of the blockchain and the quantum project. Earlier, Natalie gave you a general agenda of the class. Yeah. So basically, it's more technical focused. Yeah. So it's we have a few developers. They involved the quantum core development work. So they will give you a very detailed and a very technical overview of the quantum and the basic design philosophy and the technology behind the quantum project. Yeah. So after the class, I hope you have a very deeply and a very good understanding of the quantum and also of the whole blockchain industry. Because quantum built on the current software, built on some current ecosystem, but we also made a lot of innovations, and we also made a lot of difference from other projects. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the topic is like 8 small topics. Yeah. I mean, I think most of the people know the concept about the blockchain, about the cryptocurrency, about the tokens, about the technology evolution. Yeah. I mean, there's some general topic. I still wanted to give you our understanding of the general topics because I think quantum is one of the few teams joined the industry super early. Because for myself, I joined the industry since 2012. So it's already 8 years. So we witnessed the whole industry fail and success. Yeah. So we have a very very experienced in this industry on a lot of things like the mining pool, the exchange, all the software development, even the hardware. So we went through the whole industry, and for myself, I involved with like a lot of different industry layer, like the mining, software development, even involved with some hardware technology. For myself, yeah. So myself, I joined the industry since 2012. At that time, I was still preparing my PhD degree in one of the best university in China. It's a Chinese Academy of Science. Yeah. So after I found Bitcoin, then I spent all my PhD time on the Bitcoin research. Yeah. So I dropped out from the PhD in 2015. And then full-time in this industry again. So we spend a lot of time in this industry to learn everything. And another 2 co-founders of the quantum project, they also have a huge experienced skills in this industry. They joined the industry very, very early. So quantum is one of the few teams we grew up from the community. So when we make our design, when we make the trade-off, we prefer to involve the community more. Yeah. So we talk about the few topics. Yeah. And then I will give you some ideas and some updates on the quantum project. And then I will give you the general idea of the quantum ecosystem and the future of quantum. Okay. So we talk about the blockchain. So even it's very technical in the next few class, so I still want to give you some general business ideas about the blockchain industry. So when we are talking about the blockchain, I used this map many times. Yeah, this is a diagram like drawn by Pantera Capital in 2014 or even in 2013. So it's basically can reveal the idea why the blockchain is so important. Yeah. Why the Bitcoin protocol is so revolutionary. Yeah. Because before Bitcoin protocol, we never have a way to transfer the data not to transfer the data, but transfer I called it the trustless data. It's some data you do not need to trust anyone else. Yeah, to transfer the value peer-to-peer on internet. All the value transfer depends on the third party, depends on the middleman. And also this map also can show us like the Bitcoin is not only a currency, it's also a protocol. So the most powerful thing on the internet is the protocol. It is the protocol layer. Because the protocol layer have the possibility to apply, to support all the applications. Yeah. Like all the big company we can see today, like Google, Facebook, Alibaba, all these big company, how they build their business model. Yeah. Basically, they build their business model based on the information to organize all the information and then redistribute all the information. Yeah, like Google, they organize all the information from the internet. Then they give you the information what you need. Yeah, when you try to use Google. Yeah, so all the business model, even for the biggest company in China, the Alibaba, Taobao. Yeah, so they organize all the information from the seller and then they match it to the buyer. Yeah, so that's a reason how they can make the commission fee. Yeah, they charge 5% of the average transaction on the network. Yeah, it's similar for Facebook because they connect the individuals, so you can exchange the information between individuals. Yeah, so it's all the business is about the information. Yeah. Because that's how the TCP/IP protocol are designed for. Because from the very beginning, the very basic architecture of the internet is like they have different protocol. The TCP/IP is one of the most important one, designed for people to transfer the information online, free, high frequency, and instant. Yeah, that's how they achieve the application through the TCP/IP protocol. That's all the protocol support all our current business model. All the internet company basically built on the protocol. But then, after the big company grew up, all the protocol become very, very hard to change because the big company, they have a very big influence on the protocol. So earlier, all the protocol is very open source. It's very like a no boundary, or it's like a no permission. You can always change the protocol for a better scenario, for better use case. But then after the big company, kind of all the internet is controlled by few big company. Yeah, they can, because they have the money, they have the talent. Yeah, so Bitcoin, in another way, it's back to the original idea of the internet. They create some very basic layer. You can transfer the value peer to peer. So that's the real idea behind Bitcoin. So it's not only a currency. It's not only an application. It's a very basic protocol layer on the internet. Yeah. So then, okay. So what's the core ideas behind the blockchain network? It's a peer-to-peer. It's a trustless data transfer protocol. Why we call it a trustless? What's the difference between trust? Yeah. So you should think about the difference. The trust is like you always trust someone else. Yeah. And also a very different thing is like the Bitcoin give us a network. It's information symmetry. Earlier, the internet is an information asymmetry network. What's the meaning of information asymmetry? It's like someone else always have more information than you. Yeah. So that means like you cannot get the equal right on the internet. You cannot get the equal information as others. But on Bitcoin network, if you are one of the 4 nodes, then you get the whole information as your peers. No one can have more information than you. Yeah. And also, I think the blockchain, yeah, for sure it's about the technology innovation, but it's also more about the mental and thinking mode change, because the blockchain give us open a new window for people how to cooperate. The best example still like Bitcoin network. At the highest point, the market cap of the Bitcoin network went to almost 500 billion USD dollar, and it's only taken 8 years. And for Apple, Apple's market cap is like 800 billion USD dollar, but it's take like 30 years. Yeah. So that means something. That means like the Bitcoin network it's a self-organized organization, and everyone is working for the basic rule. Like I know a lot of miners in China, in the west of China, they are in a very poor place. Yeah, in the mountains. Yeah. Why the miners are working day and night just to because they are feeling they are printing the money for the world. Yeah, because that's the miners thinking. And why they are so confident on this? Because they are sure like, okay, no one can change the Bitcoin protocol, and if they are keep mining, they can get the reward. Yeah. So this kind of infrastructure, this kind of organization, is really different from like you are working for a big company. Yeah. So that's a reason why I say like, okay, it's more about a mental and thinking mode change from the company structure. Yeah, and also the blockchain network changes our current business model from the trust to trustless. Yeah, that's very important. Like the biggest platform on the world, we have feel like maybe Uber is one of them, or Airbnb. Yeah, Uber is maybe the best example on the shared economy. Like you are using Uber because the drivers are using Uber, but each transaction they charge maybe 10% or 20% for the transaction fee. So you still need to trust Uber. Like one day, maybe some of the company they have problems. They may shut down the platform forever. Yeah. So, but you know, on the Bitcoin network or the Ethereum network or even on Qtum network, it's a decentralized business model. No one can shut down the network. Yeah, it's there. And also, you do not need to trust me or trust Satoshi or trust anyone else, because you trust the mathematics and the computer science logic behind the platform. And everything is, you can verify everything. Everything is transparent. Yeah. So no one knows how the Uber they design their algorithm. No one knows how many servers they have. No one knows how they match the orders between the driver and the passenger. Yeah, so that's a very big difference. One is like a black box. Another one is like it's a permissionless, it's a transparent innovation. Yeah, so but then the transparency lead to the trustless, and also the information symmetry lead to the trustless, because everyone gets the same information, so no one can cheat on the network. Yeah, so okay, we talk about the general idea about the blockchain. Yeah, then for sure we need to talk about the cryptocurrency. This is one of the biggest network, even today. It's like a Bitcoin network. Yeah. So at the very beginning, the Bitcoin network is a really peer-to-peer network. Yeah. But right now, the network is gradually become a layered network right now. The basic layer is still peer-to-peer, but right now we are having more and more. We call it the layer 2 solution. Yeah, like the Lightning network or some other payment channels for the Bitcoin network. So the network become a layered design right now. So for the Bitcoin network, it's like one of the reasons why Bitcoin network grew up so quickly, because it's like it's a permissionless network. That means like you do not need to get any license to join Bitcoin network. You can join the network at any time, and you can quit the network at any time. So it's really different from our society, like how we organize our organization in the real society. Because if you go to the bank, okay, you need a permission from the bank to use banking service, to use all the banking service. If you want even to withdraw like your account, well, if you want to to quit the bank network, you still need the permission. Yeah. So it's really different. So the Bitcoin network, it's the first time it's create a permissionless network, like no barrier. It's no barrier for everyone. You can join anytime. You can quit anytime. Yeah. So that's part of the reason I think Bitcoin network becomes so popular at the early time, and it's keep growing. Yeah. So, but right now the network like on the network we have the basic layer, like all the phone nodes, they connect to a network. Then we have a lot of service. Yeah, the service include the mining pool, include the wallet service. Yeah, like we are using a lot of mobile wallet or the blockchain.info or BitPay or Coinbase wallet. Yeah. So basically all these wallet, some of the wallet they are using a centralized way to manage the money. Some of the wallets they are using the SPV protocol, yeah, the simply verification payment protocol. So that's the original idea on the Bitcoin network to offering the service, yeah. So this way we can make the Bitcoin network not only limited to do the on-chain transaction, yeah, they can also doing a lot of off-chain transaction, yeah. So that's can really make maybe one day the Bitcoin can be used as a digital currency and also can be used as a payment solution. Yeah. So that's a different concept. Yeah. A digital currency and a payment solution is a different concept. Yeah. Like a Visa, it's a payment solution. Yeah. But they do not have the currency inside Visa. Oh, they are processing USD dollar. Yeah. So like Alipay, it's a payment solution. They are processing the RMB. So the Bitcoin is a Bitcoin itself is a payment solution, is a payment network, and it can process Bitcoin as a currency. But it can also process some other coins. Yeah, maybe all the color coin. It can also process a lot of data logic, like the open return. Like they can process other logics on the Bitcoin network. So the Bitcoin, you should understand, it's not only a cryptocurrency. It's also a very huge globally, it's a huge global peer-to-peer network. Yeah. So that's the real understanding of the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin network. So there's a difference behind this. So right now, yeah, I think for the Bitcoin, yeah, okay.
Basically, what about these secondary layers that you talked about, right?
Yeah.
They still work on the fundamental TCP/IP, FTP network, right?
Yes. Yeah. So okay, there's a relationship between blockchain and the internet. Yeah. So all the blockchain protocol built based on the current, like the physical layer of the internet. We still need all the fiber. Yeah. We still need all the routers. Yeah. We still need all the network infrastructure. We already built for internet. So all these protocol is built on current internet infrastructure. Yeah, so that's another reason, like why blockchain may be growing faster, because we already have a mature internet network already. It's not like internet. Internet built from nothing. Yeah, internet built from nothing. You have to build all the infrastructure. But a blockchain network built on internet. Yeah, so it's a more abstraction like a concept. Yeah. So that's for the Bitcoin network. So right now, what's the direction for Bitcoin network? Yeah, in the community we have different directions. Yeah, one of the direction is like they want the Bitcoin become a digital gold. So that's one of the direction. Yeah, another direction is that's a reason why we have the Bitcoin hard fork. Yeah, they want Bitcoin become a payment solution and also a digital currency. A digital gold is also different. Yeah. Digital gold, the gold do not need to be fast. You know, we will transfer gold from Singapore to Beijing or to Shanghai. It may take 2 months through the ship. Yeah, but the gold still have the value. The value comes from the consensus. Yeah, so the gold do not need to be fast. Yeah, but still, some of the community members they want Bitcoin to become a payment solution. Then you need to solve the scalability problem. Yeah, that's the reason why we have Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, that's the reason people are working on the layer 2 solution, like the Lightning Network, because this way we can make Bitcoin can process more transactions. Yeah. Okay, so the core idea behind the cryptocurrency. I mean, a lot of people they are buying a lot of cryptocurrency, a lot of tokens. Yeah. So what's the core idea behind the cryptocurrency? Yeah, I want to give you my understanding. Yeah. Also, the cryptocurrency, it's happened for a reason on the history. I mean, even we do not have Bitcoin, we may have other cryptocurrency today. The reason why we have Bitcoin is like because with the internet become more and more mature, with the internet economy, you know, all the internet economy is becoming more and more mature and more bigger. We need something like Bitcoin. So something, some currency only exists on the internet. So that means like even we do not have Satoshi, we may have some other people who will develop another different currency for the internet. Yeah. So Bitcoin is basically a internet currency. It's an internet currency. It's not a currency in the real world. It's an internet currency, because you know since 1990s we have a very small group, maybe in San Francisco, maybe I don't know where they are, but there is a cyberpunk movement in the technical geeks group. Yeah. So some of the people they wanted to create a more fair, a more transparent electronic like e-cash system on the internet. So that's the original idea why we have the cryptocurrency idea. I think it's very early. It's maybe same time as the internet. Someone, they wanted to create a digital currency for the internet. But a lot of projects failed. Yeah. A lot of like HashGold or some other project, a lot of projects failed. Adam Back, he was one of the guy who made the first proposal, like to use a proof of work to do the verification, to decide who can win the lottery for the block. Yeah. So that's a Satoshi white paper. Take a lot of reference of all the like pioneer work in the industry. So I mean. That means like, you know, the cryptocurrency have some very have a very like a history, have a not a very long history, but still have a very good history. Like why we have a cryptocurrency, especially after, you know, I think in 1990s or 2000 years. There's a lot of things happened on the internet. So a lot of geek group and hack group, they wanted to create something. They have a mail list. Yeah, the cryptocurrency mail list. So the list is the original idea, the original place why we have Bitcoin. Yeah. So Satoshi, when he first time released a white paper, he used a mail list to notice everyone. So I don't know who set up the mail list, but I know a few of the people in that group who set up the mail list for people to exchange their ideas on cryptocurrency. So the cryptocurrency happened for a reason. So it's not something like only, even before Bitcoin, people already did a lot of experiments, like wanted to create a cryptocurrency. And so then, let's talk about the core ideas behind the cryptocurrency. So first, it should be a peer-to-peer network. It's very important because the Bitcoin white paper, they said it's a peer-to-peer electronic money transfer network, value transfer network. So first, it should be peer-to-peer. What's the meaning of peer-to-peer? The peer-to-peer means like you have equal right as everyone else on the internet. Yeah, no one can have a privileged right than you. Yeah, because if you do not need to transfer your right to someone else. Because if you want to transfer your right to someone else, then you go to the bank. Yeah, because you need to give your money to the bank. Yeah, then you do not know what will happen with your money. So that's a first idea. It's a peer-to-peer network. That's really very basic concept. And also, it should be, like for Bitcoin, it's a permissionless network. That means like everyone can join the network and quit the network at any time. Yeah, it's a permissionless. You do not need to ask Satoshi to give you a permission. Oh, I want to join Bitcoin network. You do not need to do this. Yeah, that's the reason why even Satoshi disappear, the network is still okay. And also, it's an information symmetry network. It's like from one phone node on Bitcoin network, you can get the full information of the Bitcoin transaction in the last 9 years. You can get every transaction. You can verify every transaction. And also for Bitcoin, it's very smart. I mean, Bitcoin is very simple, but it's very smart because they have the native the money management solution. Like you can use the signature to verify you have the coin, and you can use multi-signature to manage your money. Yeah, they have the native way to manage the Bitcoin through the script language. Yeah, to manage all the transaction. And yeah, Bitcoin is very simple, secure, stable, and store of the value. Yeah, it's simple because you cannot build very complex applications on Bitcoin network. It's just impossible because Bitcoin is designed to be a digital currency. Yeah, so it's impossible to build other applications on Bitcoin network. And also, the information symmetry can lead to the network become a trustless network, and people can have the consensus. Because no one can cheat on the network, then we have to achieve the same consensus because everyone got the same information. So we get the same results on the network. No one can cheat on other people. So we have to have the same opinion on the network on all the transactions. And also the Bitcoin, you know, earlier people think Bitcoin is a mystery. People think Bitcoin is some concept impossible to understand. So it's more like, you know, people thinking, oh, so is it a currency religion or it's just a huge software? Yeah. So from our understanding, okay, it's a huge software. So if it's a huge software, we need to update the software because all the software need to update because you can't use the DOS system today or we use Windows 95 today. You have to keep updating all the software so you can serve the better purpose for people's needs. Yeah. So, but you know, the cryptocurrency is a long way to go. It's because it's a long-term confliction with all the regulation, with all the government, with all the banks. So it's supposed to be a long way to go. Yeah. Okay. Because we have a lot of contents I wanted to share, and I wanted to give you the whole idea on the whole industry. Yeah. So let's talk about the tokens. Yeah. So today, I mean, a lot of people know the token concept because of all the ICO project. Yeah. So let's talk about the tokens. It's a very interesting idea, and it's something we need to know. Yeah. So the tokens, I think, you know, first there is a difference between tokens and cryptocurrency. Basically, all the tokens become popular because of the ERC-20 contract. Everyone can release your token, and also because of the quantum, we have the QRC-20 contract. Yeah. So you can release your quantum token very easy. But you know, the token is not a totally new idea. The token idea happened in 2013. At that time, we have the first ICO, the Mastercoin ICO. Yeah, the color coin. It's a color coin protocol on Bitcoin network. You can release your tokens too. Yeah, but the project is so early. The timing is not the best timing, and the project almost failed today. Even the token is still there, but no one really uses it. Yeah, so so the first token is really, I mean, the color coin. Yeah, but you know, we have different definition on the tokens. Yeah, Bitcoin is also a token. Because all the system, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quantum, it's also about it's a symbol. It's a symbol system. It's a symbol system. You can process all the symbol transfer. So it's also one of the part of the tokens concept. Yeah, and the most successful token today, I think, is the EOS. Yeah, before they release a mainnet, they are just purely a ERC-20 token on the Ethereum network. Yeah, so it's one of the biggest token, have like a $10 billion USD market cap. Yeah, and you know, the token can really lead to the crypto economy. So if we have any students here, you have a background on the economics, maybe you should do some research on the crypto economy. Yeah, it's crypto economics. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic. Yeah, from my understanding, maybe in 10 years, 20 years, someone will win the Nobel Prize for the research work on the crypto economy. Yeah, and also. But you know, the token is a very interesting concept because all the token they designed a system everyone can work together. Like why so many people work for all the ICO project, the community members, they are so strongly motivated because they share the common interest, they share the common profit. Yeah, they share the common wealth on the tokens protocol. Yeah, so that's can make the society have a more flexible organization. Like when you want to start a business, you do not need to really open a company. Yeah, you can release your token project. Yeah, and also also the very good thing on the business side is like all the tokens they change the consumer. They change they give you they give the individuals multiple roles. Earlier, you are only the consumer for Alibaba, or you only the consumer or the user for the website. Yeah, but if you're holding the tokens of Alibaba, it's like you're holding the shares. Yeah, so it's like you become a shareholder. Same time, you are still one of the user, consumer, even the promoter, even a developer. Yeah, so they give you multiple roles through the token. Yeah, and also. The token's value, that's a very interesting topic. How can we make a valuation model for the tokens? Because for the public company, we have a valuation model. Like why Apple company worth like 800 billion USD dollar? We have a token, we have a company valuation model. Yeah, but for the Toki economy, for the tokens, we do not have a model for this. Yeah, why quantum is $20? Why Bitcoin is? I mean, all the tokens they have different price. What's a model behind this? Yeah, it's a purely speculation, or we have some reasons. Yeah, So yeah, I mean, but all the token economy need a more legal framework. We need a tax framework. We need all the organization framework. We need auditing. We need a global cooperation. Yeah. So that's about all the tokens. It's early stage, but it's really have the potential to change a lot of things. Okay, so the Toki economy. Yeah, the Toki economy, it's basically, yeah, all the idea I mentioned before. It's open a new window for a large scale corporation. And it's a more flexible organization. And also it's changing the centralized business to a decentralized business. Yeah. And also it's changing all the consumer to the shareholder. But you know, the reason why we have the token economy, part of the reason because it's a regulatory gaps right now. Because the technology already far away, all the regulators wanted to catch up. So there's a gap between the community and the regulation. And it's just very disruptive, but we do not have a valuation model right now. And you know, basically all the token economy, all the tokens, it's the value. So it's more like a token print framework. You know, the ERC20, QRC20, everyone can release your token. So this will lead to some bubbles. The long tail asset bubble. It's like not the hand asset, not the good asset, but some asset in the bottom. You know, it's like the bubbles. Yeah. So because we have this kind of bubble in 2013 on the Bitcoin network, the colored coin. We have maybe 1,000, few thousand colored coin. Most of only 2 survival today. Yeah. So a lot of 90.99% percentage failed. Yeah. So. Yeah, but you know, all these things happen for a reason. The blockchain industry happened for a reason. All the token economy happened for a reason. So for all the tokens, we can remember, you know, in 80s, we have the railway bubbles. Yeah, because of the steam power, we have the railway bubbles. Everyone wanted to build a railway station. Everyone, in the craziest time in US, they have like a 3,000 company want to build the railway. But at the end, only maybe 3 of the companies survival. Yeah. And also we have the internet bubble. Yeah, everyone wanted to buy a .com domain name. Yeah, because they think they are an internet company. Yeah, so we have this bubble. Yeah, and then I mean, some of the token is a bubble for sure. Yeah, so we should have a very clear understanding in which period we are. Yeah, because you know people are always irrational crazy on the new technology. So the bubbles help to accelerate the technology, yeah. So that's maybe the good part of the bubble. But still, the government needed to do a lot of things to protect the investor, to make the regulations. Yeah, so yeah, when we're talking tokens, we cannot avoid all the ICO concept, yeah. So that's the general overview of the industry. Like, you know, all the time cumulative ICO funding, you can see it's almost more than 12 billion USD dollars by the end of 2017. So that's a huge amount of money. It's a 12 billion dollars ICO money in the industry since 2014. Yeah, since the first ICO. So it's 12 billion dollars. Yeah, it's keep growing. So it's a trend that you cannot stop. Yeah. And also the monthly the new ICO funding is still keep growing. Yeah. In the last year, it's the craziest time. Like monthly, you can raise like maybe 2 billion USD dollar in the industry. Yeah, all the project. Yeah, so that's the total ICO size of the number of ICO. In 2018, I think the first few months we have less ICO than 2017, but it's growing up. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. So that's all the projects. Yeah, there's like I know most of the projects. Yeah. There's like 200 ICO projects. Yeah, most of the projects fail. Yeah, maybe 20 or 30 survival. So the first one is very interesting. You can see the counterparty. So if you, I will give you all the data after the class here. So if you wanted to really understand the whole blockchain industry, understand the whole technology stack, understand the history, you need to go through all the projects since the first ICO. Yeah, the first ICO is a counterparty. Yeah, it's in 2013. Yeah, and then we have NXT coin. So you know, all these projects at the early time, they have unique concept. They have different concept. They have different technology. They are promising a better future for the whole industry. A lot of big projects. Yeah, but most of them fail. Yeah. So, but you know, it's still very interesting to learn the history, to learn what people were interested like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. and why the project fail. It's you can learn from all these projects. The full list, I think it's not even the full list. The full list is like the coin market cap. You can see more than 2,000 projects. Yeah. So this is the influential project. Yeah, we have more than 200 in the last 4 years. A lot of projects are very interesting. The first one we have like a counterparty. We have the Mado Safe. Anyone remember the coin? Yeah, we have Ethereum. We have StoryJ. We have SuperNet. We have Qtum, IOTA, Lisk. Yeah. We have a lot of projects. Qtum is not even in this page. Yeah. Qtum, I think, it's in this page. So yeah, here's Qtum. Yeah. Yeah. So we started in the ICO finished in 2017. So then we have more and more ICOs. Yeah, you can see it's crazy. Yeah, here is the ICO size. It's like this one, 24 millions. Yeah, and we have some projects have raised a huge amount of money, like 200 million USD dollars. Yeah. So if you want to go through the whole project, you can find all the links. If you want to have a deep understanding of the whole industry, know the history, know all the technology behind the project, you can go through this. Yeah, it's a very good data for you to learn. Yeah. Okay, let's give a summary on this. Yeah, because we still have other contents. The summary is like, okay, for the ICOs, the advantage, disadvantage. What should the government do in this area? The advantage is very disruptive innovation for the investment when you compare to the venture capitals. Yeah, for sure, it's offering a high efficiency way for ordinary people to participate in the network. It's a more efficiency capital market for creativity and for startups. Yeah. Earlier, the startups, it's hard to raise money. Yeah. So and also it's promote a more fair reward system for the society, because like for the Ethereum, a lot of people become rich because of the Ethereum or even because of Qtum. I mean, for Qtum, we involved 7,000 participators over the world to invest into the ICO. Ethereum, I think they even involve maybe more than 10,000 people. Basically, these people, they get rich. Yeah, it's not like a big company. You go to Nasdaq, you go to a public market cap, public capital marketplace, like only few of the bigger investor they get more money. Yeah, so that's a very big difference. Still, we have the disadvantages of the ICO because it's high risk investment, even earlier than the angel investment, because a lot of ICO projects, they only have a white paper, have the idea, so it's for sure it's even higher risk than the angel investment. Because for the angel investment, at least you have a minimum verifiable products. Yeah, at least you have some maybe small business. Yeah, but for the ICO, you grow from nothing, and it's a low barrier. But right now it's still full of speculation and still no valuation model for all the tokens. And also, a lot of investors in this industry, they are not the qualified investor. Like a lot of people, they have no understanding on blockchain. They have no understanding on the project they are investing. They are not a qualified investor. So if something went wrong, okay, they cannot take the risk. Yeah, this is very different from 2014 and 2015. At that time, the circle is very small. The people in this in the community, all the geek people, all the programmers, they are very, very high risk adventures. Yeah, so they want to take the risk. They can't take the risk because they get the Bitcoin for free almost. Yeah, so even they lose Bitcoin, it's nothing for them. So for the government, how can we really regulate this? I think the sandbox for the innovation, and yeah, for sure we need to protect the individual investor, the average investor. Like we can get a lot of experience from all the public company, public listing company, like the information disclosure and the transparency of the project. Like when you raise money, how you spend your money, how you manage your money. Yeah, how can government like auditing your money? Yeah, so it's very important. Yeah, we can make it become a regulation. Okay, we talk about the cryptocurrency tokens, token economy, ICOs. Let's talk about the technology part. Yeah. So, okay. So for the technology evolution, Okay, until right now, anyone have the question? Yeah, okay, then let's continue. Yeah, so for the technology evolution, first, in this industry, we have the concept on cryptocurrency because that's how Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Monero, Dash, all the cryptocurrency came out. Yeah, because they wanted to become a very good cryptocurrency. So what's the idea behind the cryptocurrency? I mentioned before. So basically, the first idea is still about the decentralization. Yeah, it's really important to have a decentralized system when you are building a currency features. Yeah, because the reason people choose cryptocurrency because they want to hedge the risk in the real world. The real world currency system is a centralized system. It's controlled by the government or controlled by I don't know. Yeah, but the core idea behind the decentralized currency, behind the cryptocurrency is like they wanted to create a decentralized system. So you do not need to trust anyone on the Bitcoin network. Yeah, you do not need to trust the Satoshi or trust anyone. So the decentralization is very, very important. Yeah, how can you measure like your decentralization is better than others? Yeah, like why Bitcoin decentralization is better than EOS or better than Qtum or better than other Dogecoin or other cryptocurrency? Yeah, so basically you have different index, you have different reasons, like one is the phone nodes, how many phone nodes you have in the network, yeah. And another one is either a peer-to-peer network. You know, a lot of people, they are wanted to achieve a higher TPS by sacrificing the decentralization because they have less nodes. Yeah, they have a more centralized network, so they can have a higher TPS, higher transaction per second. Yeah, so all the blockchain system is about a trade-off. You cannot to achieve higher efficiency by sacrificing the decentralization, yeah, or the fairness, yeah. So it should be a peer-to-peer network. It should be not only a network on the Earth. I mean, the phone node is on the Earth, yeah. But you know, in 2016, in 2013, or even in 2017, the Blockstream they released the first satellite for the blockchain industry. Like they even want to have a backup in the space. Yeah, it's the same for Qtum. We have a satellite nodes on the space. Yeah, I mean it's only for experimental right now. Yeah, it's only for experiment right now. But in the future, maybe it's a good direction to go. So you need to create a decentralized network. Yeah. And also, it should be, for the cryptocurrency, it's very important. It should be secure and stable and simple. What that means? Like for Bitcoin network, it's fully tested. It's a matured technology. No one can hack the network. And also, they support the native way to manage your money. So that's a very different part. Like why I say it's a native multi-signature. Because for the Ethereum network, you can also do multi-signature, but you need to write a smart contract. Yeah. But you know, the smart contract is an application layer. You can never put some big money in the application layer because all the application layer they have the attack vectors. It's like they are more flexible, but it can attract more attack reasons. Yeah, and it's hard to do verification on the application layer. But for Bitcoin, they are managing Bitcoin in a very simple ways, like a M over N. It's like all the multi-signature. It's very simple to do the management, to manage your money. Yeah, because they designed Bitcoin to be a digital currency system. And also it can store over the value. Yeah, and also it's a payment service. It's a payment solution. So that's about the cryptocurrency. A lot of projects, they want to become a cryptocurrency. Yeah, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin. You can check coin market cap, even Zcash, even Monero, even Dash. Yeah, they are trying to become a better cryptocurrency. Yeah. So then in 2014, we have the platform concept. Yeah. You know, earlier, Bitcoin also have the platform concept because Bitcoin have a limited flexibility through the script language, the operator. Yeah, but you know, the operator is like it's a very small space for you to write your logic to do some customized program. That's the reason why we have the color coin. And earlier, you know, the Bitcoin core team, they even reduce the space of the open return, this kind of operations. Yeah. So then people give up the struggling to make Bitcoin become a network, become a platform. So right now Bitcoin is a currency. Yeah. So then in 2013 we have the Ethereum network. Yeah. So that's a new idea. Okay. The Ethereum network compared to all the cryptocurrency have limited flexibility, like can only do the money transfer, can only do like a very simple logics like a multi-signature. You cannot do other like very complex, flexible transactions on Bitcoin. I mean, even all Bitcoin, Ethereum is just a symbol system. I mean, the Ethereum network have more complex operations on all the symbols, yeah, on all the logics, yeah. So that's the reason we have the flexibility, infinite flexibility of the Ethereum network, like because we have the smart contracts. Through the smart contracts, we are using like a Ethereum virtual machine, or we are using Qtum x86 virtual machine. We can have the smart contracts flexibility, so everyone can program what he wanted to program on blockchain. And also, but also, yeah, all the platform today, it's still full of questions. I mean, even for Ethereum, even for Qtum, you cannot say it's a success right now. Yeah, but I can say Bitcoin is a success. It's okay because the Bitcoin concept already been fully verified. Yeah, Bitcoin becomes the anchor of the value for the whole industry. But for Ethereum, for Qtum, on the concept, on the platform concept, on the platform layer, we still need to solve a lot of problems. The first one is the scalability. So how can we really solve the scalability problem? We need a higher TPS. We need can support 10,000 dApps one day. Yeah, how can we solve the problem? Yeah, so we need a layered design. We need a different layer. It's like the telecommunication network, the 4G LTE network. Yeah, you have a layered network. Yeah, you have the cellular network, so you connect all the cellular network together, where you have different layer, different priority when you're processing the data. So you need a layered design for the network. So that's a challenge for the whole industry right now on the platform concept. And also, yeah, we need to solve the privacy concept, the independence concept. So the privacy people can understand, like when we are doing a transaction from bank A to bank B, for sure we do not want the bank C know we have the secret transaction. Yeah, it cannot be public. Yeah, but it still needed to be verified, to be verifiable on the blockchain. So we need to solve this kind of problem. The Zcash, they are doing the zero knowledge. We have Monero are doing the ring signature. We have different encrypt algorithm, different solutions for privacy. But still, it's early stage. It's not going to the massive adoption right now. Yeah. Also, we need to solve the independence problem. What's the idea behind the independence? Like for the Android system, the Android is a platform. When you are using Google Maps, it's one of the applications based on Android platform. It has nothing to do with Facebook. The Google Map is independent from your Facebook application. But it's different on blockchain. The blockchain is a global computer. It's a global ledger. So it's a limited public resource. It's a public resource for everyone. So when you are using the whole Ethereum network, no one else can use the network. Yeah, that's a reason why when CryptoKitty is popular, even you want to do a normal transaction on Ethereum, it's impossible. Yeah, so we need to do the resource isolated. I mean, we need to like a container, we can give all the dApps different resource logics, different resource isolation. So they do not need really to influence each other. Yeah, so that's another direction to go. If we really want to make the blockchain become an infrastructure for the trust service in the next 10 years. But we need more research in that area. And also, yeah, a huge challenge is the governance model. The governance people learned from the governance, but still we didn't have a very, very mature solution right now. That's a reason why we have Bitcoin fork, Bitcoin Cash. That's a reason why we have Ethereum Classic, because we cannot achieve the consensus between the community. Everyone have their own, have their standing. So we need a better governance protocol. Yeah, for quantum, we made some innovations in this area. And also, we need some funding models beyond the ICO. Yeah. So right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's a huge open source software. So who wanted to maintain the software? Yeah. Who in long term? Yeah. We need to find some models, funding models, to give the incentive to the developer, give the incentive to all the service provider. Yeah. So that's another topics. Yeah. So basically, I mean, Bitcoin is designed to be a currency. Ethereum is designed to be a platform. I mean, because on the Ethereum white paper, you can see Ethereum is a platform for smart contracts and for decentralized applications. The Ethereum original idea is not really a cryptocurrency. The Ether is the gas for the EVM. That's the reason it's a utility token. Like you can use Ethereum because every operation on the Ethereum, you need to consume the gas. It's like a gas fee. That's the reason people originally supposed to buy Ethereum for the gas fee. But okay, with all there's like with the very strong need of the ICO, the Ethereum kind of become a currency features. But still, there's some difference between currency features and also the platform features. So basically, for quantum, what we are building, we leveraged the Bitcoin network. So we build the basic layer on the Bitcoin network, yeah, on the Bitcoin logic, yeah. And then we have a layered design concept since the first day. So we designed a virtual layer, yeah, we call it the account abstraction layer. So through this virtual layer, we can support the virtual machines. We can support the EVM. We can support the Quantum x86. We can support the WebAssembly. We can support the JVM. We can support all the virtual machines in the future. So that's a reason like Quantum is a more layered design. We are trying to achieve the consensus between Bitcoin, between Ethereum, and made a better infrastructure for the industry. So Quantum is okay.
I have a question. Why do you think that Bitcoin stay in the currency focus, not become a platform?
It's hard.
The main reason?
Yeah, the main reason is that Bitcoin designed to be a cryptocurrency system because Bitcoin, they do not have the flexibility. I mean, Bitcoin are not supporting smart contracts. Yeah, Bitcoin are not supporting more complex logics. You can only use Bitcoin to send and receive. Yeah, but for Ethereum, you can use Ethereum to release your own token. You can use the Ethereum to write a smart contract to do a betting. Yeah, to do a prediction market. Yeah, to do any complex business logics. Yeah, Bitcoin just do not have the ability to support this. Yeah.
Can it evolve?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, Bitcoin can become a platform. Quantum is the best example. Yeah, because we give the Bitcoin network the example like okay. Based on the Bitcoin network, you still can have the smart contract ability. So Quantum, that's Quantum's main work. Yeah, that's why part of the reason why we started Quantum, because we wanted to see if we can move the Ethereum virtual machine to the Bitcoin network. Yeah, so that's the idea. Yeah, so Bitcoin can make this happen, but I think it's very hard. It's very hard. Yeah.
Just a moment. That is smart contract or contract?
Which one?
The first one.
The first one?
Smart contract.
Yeah, smart contract. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a type. Yeah. Smart contracts. Yeah.
And what you just explained, you are creating that layer automatically, right?
Yeah.
So is that involved as the Bitcoin mining? Is that the same? What exactly is Bitcoin mining? What you are doing is that is what is the mining is, and you are coming with the info on that.
No, I mean, when we say we are compatible with Bitcoin or Ethereum, like we are only technology compatible. Yeah, technology compatible. It's not we do not have direct like economy system with Bitcoin or with Ethereum. Like you cannot like right now there's no value transfer between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Quantum. Quantum is an independent blockchain. Yeah, it's a new blockchain. Yeah, it's a new blockchain based on the proof of stake. Yeah, I will give you the idea in the next page. Yeah. Okay. So when we are talking about the technology evolutions, yeah, for sure there is all the layer 2 solution, yeah. All the layer 2 solution based on the crypto economics, yeah. So there's a lot of layer 2 solution. The first one I think is very early. It's the first idea is a Lightning network, yeah. So basically, the Lightning network create off-chain channels for all the micro transaction. Yeah, it's a two-direction transaction. That's the way. That's one of the ways. One of the way to make the network become a very scalable network for Bitcoin. So because we cannot put every transaction on blockchain. It's impossible because blockchain. The idea of blockchain, it's a global ledger, it's a global computer. So it's very valuable, At the highest, at the craziest time for Bitcoin network, one transaction, you need to pay $50 or even $100. I think like last year, I made a few transactions. I even paid $100 value to make a Bitcoin transaction. That means the Bitcoin is very, very crowded. It's a very busy network. Because it's a limited ability to process the transaction, it can only process 300,000 transactions per day on blockchain. For sure, it cannot become a global clearing network in the next few years. It can only become a very like a small network. Even it's big today, but we wanted the Bitcoin network can be scaled to maybe 10 times bigger or even 100 times bigger. So the Lightning network is one of the solutions. The Lightning network already been a few years history since 2013. Yeah, even for Satoshi, before he leave the project, he have some ideas to build some payment channel. Yeah, but then he left the project. Then we have a lot of Bitcoin core developer. They keep working to mature the concept of Lightning network since 2013. In 2014, we have more improvement. In 2015, yeah, we have the Lightning network white paper. Yeah, it solve a lot of problems. Yeah, you can read the Lightning network white paper. And right now, okay, what's the current situation for the Lightning network? Yeah, I mean there's a lot of technical designs on the Lightning network, and it's not that hard to understand. Yeah, basically it's like you have the deposit. If I have a deposit like at $10, then I can my credit is $10. Then I can do any transaction like lower or equal to $10 because if I cheat on the network, the network will take away my deposit. Yeah, so it's then you can support all the high frequency transaction through your Lightning channel, and like you can also only put the initial transaction and the clearing transaction on the network. And the whole transaction process inside the channel can be verified, and it can be finally like verified by the public blockchain. Yeah. So that's the basic idea for the Lightning network, and the same for the state channel. But the Lightning network, the payment channel is part of the state channel because state channel can also not only process the payment, it can also process even some code or even some more like more complex logics than the Lightning channels. Yeah. So that's the first solution for the how can we solve the scale problem. And right now the current situation is like we have C Lightning version, we have like a Scala Lightning version, we have different Lightning because Lightning is a protocol. So every third party you can build your Lightning solution based on the same protocol, and you can connect to each other. So we have different versions of Lightning network. And last month, Blockstream released like 8 Lightning application. If you have some you wanted to test, you can download on the website. Yeah. So from my understanding, okay, the Lightning is one of the obvious way and one of the easiest way we can see right now to solve the scaling problem of Bitcoin. Yeah. And even for the state channel, it's even a very good solution to solve the Ethereum problem. Yeah, it's a different idea. Even it's like a same like scaling solution. Yeah, because the state channel on Ethereum or even on Qtum, because Qtum we are supporting smart contracts, so we can use Lightning network. Same time we can use the state channel network. Yeah, because the state channel they involve with the smart contracts. So the smart contracts itself become an auditor of the channels, become like a gatekeeper of the channels. Yeah. So the smart contract itself become your virtual agency for all the channels. So it's more flexible. It's more flexible. That's a beautiful part of the smart contracts. When you do something on Bitcoin, you have so many limitations. Yeah. But when you do something on a smart contract platform, it's much, much easier. Yeah. So that's the first one, the state channel and the lighting channels. For the state channel, there's the rider network. There's a few state channel solutions on Ethereum right now. Yeah, and all the solution we can easily like port it to Qtum, even for the lighting network. Yeah, for Qtum we are also working on the lighting network of the Bitcoin version. And also, yeah, I think there's another new concept last year. Vitalik and the lighting network. Or the co-founder, they proposed another solution, the plasma. Yeah. So what's the idea of plasma? This solution is like, right now, okay, we only have one blockchain. I mean, we have one Bitcoin network, we have one Ethereum network, we have one Qtum network. We only have one blockchain. No matter how can you solve the problem, but the blockchain network have its limitations because it's a totally decentralized network. Yeah. So you cannot, because the problem for the blockchain is like every transaction, you need to be fully verified by every node in the network. So for sure, it's very slow because for Bitcoin, they have 10,000 nodes. Qtum, we have 7,000 nodes. You need one transaction, you need 7,000 people to do verification. It's very slow. It's not like a centralized server. Only Google or only Alipay or PayPal, they can verify all the transactions. So it's very fast. Yeah. But the Plasma, they wanted to propose a new idea, like they want to have the multiple chain. So we have the root chain. The root chain is like a root of a tree. Yeah. And then we have all the leaves. Yeah. So the root chain is like can only processing some very important transactions. Yeah, the initial transaction, the settlement transaction. Yeah, so you can put this information on the root chain. Yeah, but also you can still, then we build all the child chain. Yeah, all the child chain they can be like centralized. They can use some like a new consensus like the PBFT or the proof of authority or some very centralized high efficiency algorithm. So they can use the child chain to process all the high frequency transaction. The high frequency transaction like a CryptoKitty, yeah, or like some gaming transaction. Yeah, it's a high frequency. They need a lot of transaction. Yeah. So then you have the root chain, you have a child chain, and the child chain itself can have another child chain. Yeah, so it's like a different generation of the blockchain. Like you have the first generation, second generation, third generation. It's just like the root and the leaves. You can always grow. It's more scale. Yeah, it's more scale. So the Plasma is a very interesting idea because it's like, but also you build the connections. The connection is like all the child chain you need to connect to the root chain. Yeah, every child you have a father, so the father came to his father. So you can connect each other. And you can verify. You can do a verify on the final the root chain to verify all the transactions. Yeah. So this idea is very interesting because it's give a new direction. Like earlier, when we wanted to solve the scaling problem, it's different from sharding. Yeah, the sharding is like they wanted to take advantage of the current network. They wanted to make the network become different parts of the network. Yeah, they wanted to separate it. Right now, like I have like 10,000 nodes. I can separate 5,000 nodes, become a small network. Another 5,000 nodes become another small network. But they are still have the concept like it's an internal resource. Here's a public resource, but they wanted to optimize like all the internal resource. But the Plasma is like they wanted to extend the resource to other place. Like you can have more server. Yeah, all the child chain basically you need to build a new blockchain. So you are using more servers to solve the problem. It's a different idea, and also we have another idea, the 2-bit. Yeah, because when we are talking about the scalability problem, it's a different problems. Yeah, it's not only about the higher TPS. the first scalability problem, the first idea is like your network should be scaled. That means like your network shouldn't have barrier. Like for Bitcoin network, we have no limitation on the amount of Bitcoin phone nodes. You can, right now Bitcoin have 10,000 phone nodes. You can have 20,000. You can have 100,000 phone nodes. You can have 1 million phone nodes connected to each other. So that's part of the scaling, because you can grow the network as big as you want. Yeah. So that's the basic idea, first idea. Okay. Another scaling idea is like, okay, we want higher TPS, so we can process more transactions. Yeah. We can okay. The third scaling idea is like we want the blockchain can process more complex transactions. It's different. What's the meaning of complex transactions? Because there's a lot of transaction. It's very hard to processing. Like I want to do a SPV verification. I need to verify from the transaction 1 to the Bitcoin transaction in the last 9 years. It's take a long time. It's very time consuming to do the transaction. So it's important to do this on blockchain. But the Qtum, they have the idea like, okay, they say, okay, the blockchain not only limited to do simple transaction, it can also process the very complex transaction. So they do the complex transaction off-chain, and then they give the final results on blockchain. Yeah. So that's make the blockchain can process more transaction, more simple transaction, and also have the possibility to process more complex transaction. Yeah. So that's the when we are talking about the scaling, we have 3 concepts. The first is the network itself. Like you can scale the network to maybe 1 million nodes as you want. Yeah. The second is higher TPS. The third idea is like a more complex transaction. So that's a basic idea about all the scaling problems, scaling solutions. Yeah. And yeah, so there's like a I mean, that's a very good. Basically, we all call this like maybe sharding is like the layer 1. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You mean, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I get your question clearly. Yeah, so the question is about like how can they prevent the fraud? Okay.
You know plasma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so plasma there's a notion on hot chain or chain hot, okay? And to stop this, for the 51% consensus, they set a period of time.
The challenge time.
Yeah, that's
There's
right. So my question is, this is a very sensitive issue.
Yes.
And I want to hear your view. How do they set this, the approach they adopt, or the principle of setting this time? Thank you.
It's very hard. Yeah, because earlier maybe.
It's very questionable.
Yeah, for sure.
They did not write this.
Yeah.
Accordingly, they escaped this from their paper.
Yeah.
So I think.
They skip this from the paper.
So you know this subject quite well.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah. Basically, all these scaling solution, all these scaling solution. That's the reason I say, like all the layer 2 solution, basically based on the crypto economics. Yeah. What's the meaning of this? Based on the game theory. Even for the state channel, for the lighting channel, you have the deposit. It's like they use crypto economics for you. Like you do not want to lose your money, so you should be honest. Yeah. Otherwise, okay, you lose your money. So for the plasma, all the child chain, there's maybe a lot of fraud happens in the child chain. Then they may take the asset on the main chain. Yeah, like for the, I give you the example like a CryptoKitty, like you can move your asset from the main chain to the child chain. Then someone may take your asset from the main, they may steal your asset. So as a user, like how can you really like return? How can you really ask your asset back? Or how can you really protect yourself when the fraud happens? Yeah. Like even for Qubit, it's like for the Qubit, they have a solver and a challenger, and for Plasma, they also have a challenge time. You can also like to make another evidence, make another proof to say, okay, I know the block earlier than the scammer, so you can trust my block. Yeah, you have the time to give your proof, to give your evidence. Maybe around maybe 1,000 block. That's a challenge time. Maybe 2,000 block. At this 2,000 block, the final settlement is not done yet. So in this like a 2,000 block time, you have the time to make another proposal. Like oh, you can accuse him. Oh, he's a scammer. I mean the child chain, or he's a scammer and he want to steal the money. Yeah. So that's how they. But you know they involve a lot of the people's governance. Yeah. That's a problem. Yeah. But that's the only way to solve the child chain fraud, to solve the problem. Because there's different kinds of fraud. Some of the fraud, you can do this like for the state channel. Yeah, some of the fraud you can, like a Qubit, you can do this everything on-chain. Yeah. Some of the fraud, you have to involve with people to do a final judgment on this fraud. Yeah. So basically, they give you a challenge time. The challenge time may be 1 hour, 2 hours. It's not depends on hours. It depends on how many block time. They give you maybe in if you can make a challenge in less than maybe 1,000 block time, maybe 10,000 block time. So it depends on how because the Plasma is very new. It's only a concept. It's not they have an MVP, but I checked the MVP. It's very simple. Yeah, they didn't do a fully like production right now. Yeah, so it's not a fully production right now. Yeah, it's only a concept. There's a lot of details they need to solve. Yeah, so yeah, I mean it's very important to. I mean, the basic idea of blockchain, for sure, like a Bitcoin, it's a self-governing governing ecosystem. It's a self-governance. Yeah, you do not need to involve with the people. But for a lot of all the scaling solution, you again involve with the people's governance. Yeah, that's the only way. Yeah, so they give you the challenge time. You can ask back your money. Yeah. And Plasma, they write the white paper in. I think maybe check more details on the white paper. They write different kinds of fraud. Some of the fraud you can solve it on-chain. Some of them you have to trust someone else to help you. Yeah. But that's the current solution we have. Yeah. So, but you know. I mean, that's one of the main issues right now. We wanted to, if we really want to make a blockchain become scalable in long term, become a basic infrastructure for the whole society. It's a long way to go. Yeah, because it's the baby time of the whole blockchain technology. It's like it's very early. It's very early. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, we do not have a very clear definition on the layer 2, layer 1. So people thinking that the sharding is like the layer 1 because because we have different consensus. Yeah, the basic consensus is like a proof of work, proof of stake. It's the layer 1. It's a layer 1 consensus. It's a very basic consensus. Yeah. And then for the layer 2, it's more like an upper layer. You do not need to change the basic consensus layer because for all these state channel, Plasma, Qubit, you do not need to change the basic consensus of proof of work. You build some upper layer based on the crypto economics, based on the game theory, yeah, based on the some like smart contracts ability. So the layer 1, usually we think it's the proof of work, the basic consensus. The layer 2 is the scaling solutions. Yeah. But for sharding, because if they really implement the sharding, they need to change the basic consensus. So it's maybe that's a reason why we say it's a layer 1 solution for sharding. Yeah. Okay, I wanted to give you another concept like about the trustless platform. Yeah, because we are talking about the cryptocurrency, we are talking about a platform. Yeah, from my understanding, okay, cryptocurrency is okay. Yeah, because all the currency is not really about the technology. Yeah, it's about how big your community. It's about, I mean, there is no difference between paper USD dollar and paper RMB. It's the same paper, yeah. So for the cryptocurrency, it's really not about the technology itself right now, because right now there is no big difference between Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin. It's the same software, yeah. So then let's talk about the trustless platform. Yeah, the trustless platform is like the first trustless. I mean, Bitcoin is a currency, so it's not a. But I still want to give you a concept on the trustless platform. That's a Bitcoin network. It's a 10,000 phone nodes, more than 10,000 phone nodes over the world. And it's become higher and higher cost to run a phone node right now. But you still have the possibility to run a phone node. Yeah. And that's a Bitcoin, that's a quantum network. Yeah. So quantum, we did something very cool because one day I talked to one of the early Bitcoin core developer, Jeff Gazik. Yeah, he's a co-founder of Block, and he was very early in this industry. He told me he told me he thinks quantum solve a problem because earlier, you know, how can we give people incentive to join your network? Bitcoin is through the proof of work, through the mining. Yeah, but quantum we are using the proof of stake. Yeah. Instead, we are using the proof of stake. So you can only open your computer and you can get the stake and you can get the reward. And then you have the incentive to keep opening your computer to help other people, to help your peers to process the transaction. Yeah. So quantum is a proof of stake network, and it's one of the biggest proof of stake. I think it's the biggest. Yeah, it's the biggest proof of stake. I mean, already alive. Yeah. I mean, even Ethereum wanted to change it to Casper. I think it will take a longer time. Yeah, but quantum already working, proof of stake. Yeah. About the proof of stake, proof of work, I think, okay, I think later we have a few quantum core developer. They will give you the core concept behind proof of work and proof of stake. Basically, it's similar. Yeah, all the consensus model. You need to find the verifiable random number. Yeah, you need to find a random number. So you can win the lottery. You have the right to book the ledger, and then you get the reward. So all the consensus it's the same. Yeah, but some of the consensus is like all the BFT, PBFT, all these consensus. From my understanding, it's not really suitable for the public blockchain, because the public blockchain is about like it's a permissionless network. Everyone should have the right to join your network. Yeah, but for a lot of network, maybe repo, I mean, there's a lot of networks. You know, you still need to get the permission to join the network. You are only a user. You are not the peers of the network. Yeah. Even you download a repo wallet, it's not a full node. Yeah, it's just some service provider give you the service, and you still need to trust your service provider. Maybe one day the service provider go away, then you cannot enjoy the service anymore. So, and also all the BFT, PBFT research, there's a lot of research topic. Is in the last 50 years. It's a very mature technology for the big company to sync their database. Yeah. To manage their data, and there's a lot of research in the Turing Prize in the computer science on all the BFT algorithm. Yeah, so yeah, it's a different. Yeah. I mean, yes. I'm referring, I mean, for the public blockchain network, there is some consensus algorithm, like a PBFT or BFT. It's not really a very good consensus for public blockchain, because all the consensus is kind of centralized. You need a permission to become a validation node. Like like all the BFT, they have a peer of group can validate the transaction. But for blockchain, for Bitcoin, even you are a very small computer today, you still have the possibility to mine a block. They open the possibility to you. So that's a reason Bitcoin is why we say it's a peer-to-peer network, because everyone have the same rights. Yeah, you are not only a user, you are also you are also have the possibility to become a validator for the global ledger. Yeah. So that's a very kind of a difference. But people, they do not understand. They wanted to higher TPS, but the higher TPS is lead to the centralization again, because we already witnessed all the high TPS system. Facebook, Google, Alipay, it's very centralized. They can process 100,000 transactions per second. So what's the difference? Yeah. Because blockchain is not born for the TPS. Its original idea is more for like fairness, for decentralization. It's like a two direction to go. We always need the trade-off. Yeah, that's the reason why the scaling, the layer 2 solution may be important, because they can keep the minimum fairness of the basic layer, and then they become kind of little centralized in the based on the crypto economics, they become they involve with people again. Yeah, it's not from the basic layer, all the PBFT, you pick up 21 nodes. Yeah, you say, oh, you have the right to validate the transaction. All the other people have no right to validate the transaction. That's kind of a very big difference. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about the trustless platform. That's the reason I think maybe blockchain can have something beyond the cryptocurrency, beyond all the ICO, beyond all the tokens. Yeah, the trustless platform really have the potential to become infrastructure to offering you the trust service. Yeah, because the blockchain itself can serve as a clearing and settlement protocol for not only for the money, but also for the data and for the code. Yeah, so that's important. Yeah. Bitcoin is only a payment solution, is a clearing network for the money. But since we have the smart contract, the blockchain can serve more purpose. So it's can also become a clearing protocol for the data. So the smart contract, so how do you understand the smart contract? The smart contract is more like a virtual agency. It's a virtual person on the internet. You can give your money, you can give your data, you can give your code to the smart contracts. And then the blockchain will force the smart contract to execute all the code, depends on your idea. Yeah, for sure we need a formal verification, we need to auditing all the contracts, but that's the original idea behind the smart contracts. Yeah, so the blockchain, if we solve the scaling problem, if we solve the we solve the governance problem, we solve the privacy problem, then the blockchain have the potential to become another infrastructure for a lot of business. Yeah, for a lot of real world business. Yeah. Also, I missed one point, like in the technology evolution, we still need the oracles and also the trust, the data feeds from the real world economy. Yeah, so we can really interaction between the blockchain logic and with the real world logic. Because the blockchain logic is a very closed logic. I mean, it's a very like, it's an internal logic. Like all the Bitcoin transactions have nothing to do with the real world. I mean, because the Bitcoin network only can recognize all the data on Bitcoin network. Yeah, they cannot recognize all the data in the real world. So it's in some way, the blockchain is open source software, but it's a very closed network. Yeah, because they have an internal logic in only process of the blockchain data. So we need then we have the potential to become the trusted infrastructure like the internet. Like one day, all the assets, all the real estate, it's maybe on blockchain. So I use a photo here, the HomeLink. It's one of the biggest middleman company to renting the house in China. They hired maybe 20,000 people just to sign the contracts every day. Yeah, so all this stuff you can virtualize 10,000 smart contracts on blockchain network to replace all the 10,000 people. Yeah, so by this way, it can lower the cost of the and lower all the business cost of the transactions. Yeah, So I think that's kind of automated all the business processing. So that's the idea about the trustless platform. I think it's have a lot of potential. Even right now, full of speculation in the market, but I think that's part of the reason why we need to keep working in this industry, because we believe in the long-term potential. Okay, we talk about the overview of the whole project, overview of the industry. Let's talk something about quantum. Okay. Okay, so basically the idea of quantum from very beginning, it's like I joined the industry very early in 2015. And at that time, I can feel, the time is super early, and basically the Bitcoin community, Ethereum community, they do not really like each other. Yeah, people cannot understand each other. But from my understanding, since we have a very strong technical background, so we wanted to build something based on the current software. Because for the software industry, you need to leverage other people's work. You do not need to reinvent the wheels again and again. You need to build something to improve the current software. I think it's a more correct direction to go, rather than build everything from scratch and then build your ecosystem and then build everything. It's take a long time, and it's not mature. It's more risky. Yeah, so that's a reason why we build based on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Okay, we say, okay, we want to create something new. Yeah, we wanted to solve some problem, like we want to give all the UTXO model some like smart contract ability, all these transactions. Yeah, all the Bitcoin related ecosystem, but it's very hard to make the BIPs, to make the Bitcoin improvement proposal to Bitcoin core team. They will never accept it. So better to build an independent blockchain. Yeah, and also it's a very different idea. It's like we want to design a layered design, because basically the Ethereum is a deeply coupled ecosystem, a deeply coupled system, because the EVM is deeply coupled with the account model. So you cannot really separate the EVM through the, it's a deeply coupled system. Yeah. So we want decoupling the whole architecture. So we want to design different layer. So we have basic layer, virtual layer, and a smart contracts layer. Yeah, and also we want to solve the governance protocol, the governance problems. We have a quantum decentralized governance protocol. Basically, it's like we can put the initial parameters of the network, like the block size, block limit, gas limit, gas price. Maybe in the future more advanced parameters of the blockchain. We can put on the blockchain when we release the network. So if something happens, we can vote, and then the network will self upgrade to a new parameter network. Yeah. So that's a very cool idea. Yeah. Basically, we involve smart contracts to do some governance work. Yeah. I think it's a very, very good direction to go. That's another direction. If we want to really solve the smart contract problem in long term, we need to involve with governance. We have a few core developer will give you more details on this. Yeah, it's very interesting. And also different from proof of work, quantum is using the proof of stake. Everyone can join the network. Everyone can maintain the network, and everyone, like for Bitcoin and Ethereum, basically, it's still controlled by 20 big mining pools. So when you talk at that point, it's kind of a centralization, because only maybe on the network every day, only 50 addresses have the chance to win the lottery to validate the block. But for quantum, we involve like 7,000 full nodes. Like we did some statistics, like there's maybe more than 3,000 people, they have individuals. They had the chance to book the ledger. So it's more decentralized if you think about the power to book the ledger. Yeah, the right to book the ledger. And also the huge problem for the industry is like today, no usability for the whole blockchain industry. It's still protocol, it's still a prototype, but tell me which application you are using your mobile phone. Except the wallet, there's nothing. Yeah, all the dApps. Are you using the dApps? Nothing. Yeah. So that's a problem. Yeah. We wanted to we want to do some work in the mobile. Yeah. We wanted to move some of the dApps. We wanted to give better usability, and also the x86 is a very cool idea. We have another co-founder, Jordan Earls. He's leading this project. Yeah, and also we have Wenbin. Later, he will give you a picture, a full overview of the x86 virtual machine. Basically, the EVM is still very early stage too. It's cannot support. I mean, there's a lot of design disadvantages of the EVM. Yeah, I mean, but it's the first one. So right now we are supporting EVM. Later we are still supporting EVM, but we wanted to support more virtual machine. So you can use C language or C++ or all the majority programming language, all the matured library, all the matured ecosystem, the tools to make your smart contracts better, and for more people to do more smart contracts work. Yeah, lower the barrier for the developer. Yeah. So what's quantum innovations? We did a few things. Yeah, the quantum AAL, we call it the account abstraction layer. Yeah, basically it's a virtual layer, can interpret the UTXO because the UTXO is stateless. Yeah, because all the EVM needed the state. So it's a virtual layer can connect the virtual machine to the Bitcoin source code. Because quantum right now we are building earlier we are building on the Bitcoin version 14. Version 14. We are moving to version, we are updated the basic code to version 15 and version 16 right now. So the AAL connect all the Bitcoin logic, all the UTXO models, the quantum UTXO models to the EVM. Yeah, the EVM can process all the transactions. And yeah, the quantum I think we are the first. We are not the first proof of stake network, but it's the first proof of stake network support the smart contracts. Yeah, because earlier we have Peercoin. It's the first idea of the proof of stake, and then we have Blackcoin. We have NXT. We have depots. We have BitShare. We have Steam. We have a lot of proof of stake, but there's a lot of delegated proof of stake. This is still different. So the proof of stake economy has become the first proof of stake smart contracts platform. There's more than 50 applications are building on Quantum. The Quantum DGP is like it's a better on-chain governance. Yeah, it's even like Tezos or some other blockchain project. They wanted to build some on-chain governance, to build a self-regulating, to build a self-evolution, to build a self upgrading governance system, blockchain system. But it's still in prototype. Yeah, the Quantum DGP is already working. Yeah. Okay, let's give a quick overview of the quantum ecosystem. So right now we have about 50 projects are building around the quantum ecosystem. And yeah, I forgot to mention the TPS. For Ethereum, it's for Bitcoin, it's 327 per second. And if the TPS is 327, Ethereum is 15 to 25. Quantum, we can process about 70 transactions per second. Yeah, it can to scale to maybe 140. It can scale bigger. Yeah, because if you have bigger block size, you can process more transaction. So even right now, the network can process more transactions than Ethereum network. Yeah, it's about maybe 3 to 5 times bigger ability to process all the transactions. And for the ecosystem, we have a lot of projects from for Inc. It's about the IP, Energo. There's a lot of wallet service, a prediction market. Maybe you can try the Bodhi one. I think it's the first alive dApps in the whole industry. Yeah, except the ERC20 token, except the token release dApps. That's the first a prediction market dApps. They released yesterday. Yeah, everything is on blockchain. It's a prediction market. You can predict by the end of 2018 if the Bitcoin price gonna be higher than $20,000. You can bet everything on blockchain. You can predict who will win the next president election. You can predict what's the temperature tomorrow. Yeah, you can predict a lot of stuff. Yeah, all these clearing, all these is built on Quantum smart contracts. Yeah, you can download the software, the Bodhi network. Yeah, maybe just Google Bodhi network. It's very interesting. Yeah, you can feel some real applications built on blockchain. I think that's a very, very cool one. And we have a lot of depths in different industry, different, maybe we have a supply chain, advertising, gaming, about the data privacy, about the Google search engineering, about the creative work, yeah, about dating software, formal verification, payment solution, entertainment, fund management, game, like the serverless system. Yeah, I only list a few part of the dApps. Yeah, so there's a lot of dApps around the quantum ecosystem. So what's our current focus right now? Yeah, I mean we launched the network half a year ago, and right now it have 7,000 nodes over the world. The ecosystem is becoming bigger and bigger. There's more developers. They realize the value of quantum. They are joining the ecosystem, and so what we are working right now, it's like the first thing we're gonna release in the next few months, maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, yeah. So we are gonna release the Quantum x86 virtual machine. So I think it can be, I hope it can become a game changer for the industry. People have another choice to do smart contracts programming, yeah. So it's gonna be released soon. We started the work almost at the same time when we started Quantum, so it's already almost more than 1 year to do the design, to do the prototype, to do everything for the x86. Yeah, it's almost ready, but it's still very early stage. Yeah, it's a long term to go, but at least you can try to program a smart contract in C language, C++, Rust, Python, or some majority language. Yeah. And also we are working on the quantum enterprise version. The idea, you know, a lot of enterprise projects, I don't think they are doing so well. Yeah, because, but another direction to go maybe it's like the enterprise version can have some interactions with the public blockchain. It's a similar idea like the plasma, the root chain and the child chain. So the enterprise version, a lot of enterprise version, they can become a child chain for the public blockchain, because the public blockchain offer you a public like a resource, a public verification for a lot of transaction. So we are working on the quantum enterprise version. I will give you more details later. We are working on the quantum layer 2 solution. So right now we are very simple. We are trying to porting all the C lighting and the C lighting of the Bitcoin network, the lighting network to quantum, because it's compatible. Yeah. So that's the current focus for the development work. Yeah. Okay. I want to give you at the end the quantum team. Myself, I dropped out from the Chinese Academy of Science in 2015 and learned the industry for maybe 5 or 6 years. So we've introduced so many projects. We have our CTO Neil. Yeah, he's also very experienced in this industry. He joined the industry in 2013. Yeah, he developed a few of the projects. And Jordan Earls, he started his programming when he was 13 years old. He didn't go to the university, but because he found a job when he was in high school. So he started programming when he was 13 and until right now. Yeah, he's very young. He's 26, 27, but he programmed maybe 13 years. Yeah, and he reviewed a lot of coin. Because earlier he did a coin review for other projects. Yeah, he's auditing the code, so he's very experienced on all the projects. Yeah, we have a global team, about 40 people, about 35 developer, full-time developer, to build the ecosystem. In China, we have an office. In Minsk, we have an office, and we are opening an office in San Francisco. And the team member, basically, they graduated from very good university. They worked for the big company, Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu. And for the Western developer, we have people from US, Sweden, Canada, Macedonia, Morocco. Yeah, so it's a very global team. Yeah, and sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah. So you can check the real name on the website. Yeah, because this deck is an old version. I'm sorry to on this. Yeah. So right now we are trying to hire more developer to build a bigger developer community. Yeah. So if you have interest on the development work, the community work, yeah, you can reach out us, yeah. And also, at the end, I wanted to say, we hope more people can focus on the technical development work, because that's the real value part of the blockchain right now, because all the market is created by people. So it's a lot of speculation, yeah. I do not advise, like, if you cannot understand the risk, no need to join all the market related stuff, yeah, all the trading stuff. Personally, I think it's hard to predict the market. It's hard to predict everything in this industry, because we've witnessed the industry in the last few years, yeah. So if you wanted to build some real applications, then think about this, yeah. Think about like what the blockchain can really create the value for you, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of dApps, but the logic is not really working. So when you are building the dApps, to think about which problem you are solving. It's not about like, oh, I want to build a dApps, then I build a dApps, but to think about what's your advantage when you compare you just rent a server on the Amazon cloud or the Alien cloud. Maybe it's similar. Maybe you should change it to the centralized way. It's better. Yeah. So blockchain can solve some problems, but it's not solving every problem. So think about this. Yeah. Okay, here's my email. Yeah, patrick@qtum.org. So if you have any question, we want any problem, any research topic, because we have the bounty program, we want to support the research work. We already support PhD students do some research work in field university. So we want to support the research work, we want to support the development work, we want to support all the long-term value work. Yeah. So if you are interested on this, yeah, that's an email. Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll send out the slides later today. I'll send it to our
Maybe
meetup
after
group.
fix a few of the types, then we can send it out. Yeah, it's a public information, so you can share it. Yeah.
And we can open up for 3 questions.
Yeah, okay.
So the US company Hedera recently they released the proprietary hash graph. So hash graph claims to solve some of the shortcomings of blockchain, like transaction processing. They claim hundreds of thousands of transactions per second, and other things. So they use that proprietary hash graph consensus algorithm. So I just like to know your views on a hash graph.
Yeah. Okay. So I did. Okay, so it's a good question. I didn't follow too closely to the hash graph, the new algorithm. Yeah, but I know in this industry we have more and more consensus. Yeah, like there is a DAC like IOTA and Byteball. Yeah, there's more and more consensus every day. So, but when you like how can you make a fair judgment to all the consensus? This still depends on what problem you want to solve. Yeah, like for proof of work, for proof of stake, it's if you target to become a public blockchain, a public infrastructure, you need to think about still. I think you need to think about the decentralization, because I think that's the original idea of the blockchain industry. Like if some of the algorithm, the consensus algorithm, you have no chance to become more full nodes, or you have no chance to become more peers in the network. I personally do not think it's suitable for the public blockchain. Yeah, but also maybe it's suitable like for Hyperledger. Maybe they are using PBFT. It's okay because it's for enterprise use case. Yeah, and also for all the new consensus algorithm, we have many change every day. We have many new consensus algorithm every day. So all the consensus you need a time to verify. You need a long time to verify if the consensus is working or not. Yeah, it's not only about the theory. Yeah, I mean, so that's my general comments on all the consensus algorithm. Yeah, still depends on if the consensus can really fit what you design. Yeah, so that's most important. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I really enjoyed it. I'm very new to this. So two things that I noticed in this industry is this Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
And I mean, quantum, okay, when I Google it, I know it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But I think it's compared to Ethereum,
Yeah.
you know, it's still relatively new,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
try to borrow books on quantum,
Oh, okay.
but I cannot find. But I
Okay.
can find the books on Ethereum,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So my question is that I believe this is a great platform,
Yeah.
right? My question is that what are you going to do, right, or planning to do, or what you are doing
Yeah.
to, you know, raise the awareness,
Oh, okay.
you know, so
Yeah.
that because it's a network effect.
We are
If
doing
the
it
more
right now.
people know about it, you know, and the more people join it, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
it become a
Yeah, yeah.
very
okay.
big.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, I want to give some answers on this. So, yeah, first we are doing it right now. Yeah, because we wanted to build more awareness of people to understand the platform. It's hard to understand at the very beginning because if you didn't get a full picture of Bitcoin, didn't get understand Ethereum, it's hard to understand. Oh, why you build this kind of project? Yeah, and also, yeah, for sure, it's not a mainstream yet. Even the whole blockchain is not a mainstream yet. Yeah. So what we are trying to do, okay, we wanted to people try to use the platform, and we are building the developer community, building some marketing awareness. Yeah, but it's still early, and the quantum is still very young. It's only half a year. Yeah, so it's only half a year. So and I think it's reasonable. All these things happen. Yeah. So but we are for sure we are. I mean, we build maybe bigger influence in China or in Korea, but in the Western countries or in general, it's still not that big influence. Yeah, because we. But I mean, all the platform. There's different reasons why you build the platform. Yeah. So for us, okay, we wanted to. It's a long-term project, maybe target 5 year, 10 year. So if we keep doing the innovation, offering the value, people will realize it sooner or later. Yeah, so you cannot expect like it's become massive immediately. It's impossible. Bitcoin take 9 years. In 2013, when I talking with 2012, when I joined the industry, when I talking with the people, I'm doing some Bitcoin related work. People think it's a scam. Yeah, Bitcoin is a scam. Everything, the cryptocurrency is a scam. But then after 8 years, okay, people think, oh, it's something very cool. So it's take time. Yeah.
Just to add to the question, how are we doing to
Oh,
raise
we have a
the-
quantum book.
Yes,
on the
exactly.
GitHub.
Yeah. We do have a quantum book, and
On the GitHub, check it. Yeah.
Yeah, and also pay attention to our meetup group, the Singapore Quantum Developer Meetup. We are looking for evangelists to hold regular meetups like this.
Yeah.
Thank you. One more question?
Okay, yeah. It's okay. It's natural. You do not need it. Yeah. Yeah.
I survey 100 blockchains,
Yeah.
so you rank number 36. Okay, you are doing very well.
Oh, okay.
This is not from me, okay?
Ah.
This is from those authorities that do this.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we doing something innovations. But it's hard to understand at the very beginning because. Average user, they never can understand the UTXO, the smart contracts, or counter abstraction layer. It's hard to understand, but from our understanding, it's helpful to the industry. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Patrick.
Yeah.
Would your team be covering the details of the DGP during this boot camp, or if not, then who is the best person to talk about?
We will cover the DGP. Yeah. The DGP is very interesting because all the blockchain project, they create a virtual organization. The network itself is decentralized, but the governor is still centralized. Like a Bitcoin Core, they manage they control the Bitcoin network. Vitalik still have the biggest influence to make decision to hard fork or not. Yeah. So how can we achieve design a mechanism for the interested party to make a decision together to make some mechanism on blockchain? Yeah, so no matter what happened, fork it or not, we always have a mechanism to make the final decision. It's not like a fighting for Bitcoin for 3 years, like you never, then, okay, let's do hard fork, yeah. So the DGP, I think, is kind of try to solve some governance problem for the decentralized network, yeah. So you can look more details. We have a lot of articles on internet. We have, I think, one field developer. Later they will cover the details. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. I'm really enjoyed to share you the idea, our understanding of the blockchain. Everyone have different understanding. Okay. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah.